Hey everyone, welcome back to Object Oriented Programming Interview Preparation Series. In the last video, we discussed encapsulation. Today, we will go step by step into inheritance, one of the most powerful concepts in object oriented programming. We will cover all possible interview questions, but in such a way that you will actually understand what is happening behind the scenes. So, let's get started. First question is, what is inheritance in object-oriented programming? And the answer is, inheritance simply means one class can use the properties and behavior of another class. Think of it like children inheriting qualities from their parents. For example, if you create a class animal and then create a class dog which inherits from animal, the dog class automatically gets whatever the animal has, like methods or attributes. This avoids writing the same code again and again. That's the power of inheritance. Reuse and extend existing code. In this example, dog is inheriting from animal. So, without writing a separate eat method, dog class can use a eat method of its parent class. Plus, it can have its own unique behavior or method like bark. The next question is, why do we need inheritance? And the answer is, imagine you are creating 5 different classes like dog, cat, cow, horse, and lion. All of them have a common behavior, that is eat. If you don't use inheritance, you will have to write the eat method in every class. That is a lot of repetition. With inheritance, you just define eat once in the animal class, that is in the parent class, and all the subclasses automatically get it. This makes your code shorter, easier to maintain, and less error prone. Also, inheritance is the foundation for polymorphism, which is another big object oriented programming concept. We will cover it later. Next question is, what are different types of inheritance? There are mainly 5 types of inheritance. Let's go through them one by one. Single inheritance. One child inherits from one parent. For example, dog inherits from animal. Multi-level inheritance. It is like chain. Example, dog inherits from mammal and mammal inherits from animal. Hierarchical inheritance. Multiple children inherit from one parent. For example, dog, cat, and cow all inherit from animal. Multiple inheritance. One class inherits from multiple parents. Example, a class bat inherits from both mammal and bird. But note, in Java and C#, multiple inheritance with classes is not allowed because of the diamond problem. Instead, they use interfaces. Hybrid inheritance, a mix of the above types. Next question is, what is diamond problem? This is famous problem in multiple inheritance. Imagine class A has a method and both class B and class C inherit from class A. Then class D inherits from both B and C. Now, if D class calls that method, which one should it use? From class B or from class C? This confusion is called the diamond problem. That is why Java and C# don't allow multiple inheritance with classes. Instead, they give us interfaces where we can clearly define and implement methods to avoid this issue. What is the difference between is a and has a relationship? This is very important concept. Inheritance represents an is a relationship. For example, dog is a animal. Composition or aggregation represents a has a relationship. For example, a car has an engine, but a car is not an engine. Interviewers ask this to test if you really understand when to use inheritance and when not. Can private members be inherited? So the answer is, technically private members of a parent class are inherited, but you can't access them directly in a child class. Think of it like a family secret. The child inherits it but can't directly use it unless there is a protected or public method in the parent to access it. What is method overriding in inheritance? And the answer is when a child class provides its own version of method that is already present in the parent class, that is called method overriding. This is the key to runtime polymorphism. For example, animal class has a method sound. For a dog class, sound means barking, but for cat, it means mewing. Both are animals, but they behave differently. What is difference between overloading and overriding? And the answer is overloading means same method name but different parameters, usually in the same class. Overriding means same method signature but different behavior in parent-child relationship. Think of it like this: overloading, same person doing different tasks based on situation. Overriding, child doing the same task differently for parent. Next question is, can a constructor be inherited? Answer is, constructors are not inherited, but when you create a child object, it automatically calls the parent constructor first. You can also explicitly call it using base in C# or super in Java. So in this example, when you create a dog class object, first animal class constructor runs, then dog class constructor will run. This ensures parent properties are set before child properties. Can we stop inheritance? Yes. Sometimes you don't want any class to inherit from a particular class. In Java, you can mark it as final. In C#, you can use sealed keyword. This is often used in utility classes where inheritance doesn't make sense. Abstract class versus interface in inheritance. Abstract classes allow single inheritance. They can have both implemented and unimplemented methods. Interface, on the other hand, allow multiple inheritance and are meant only for contracts. What must be done, not how. So, use abstract classes when classes share common code, and use interfaces when you just want to enforce rules. Real world example. Think about vehicles. A vehicle class defines common properties like speed and fuel. Car, bike, and truck classes inherit from vehicle and add their own behaviors. This mirrors real life and is why inheritance feels so natural in object-oriented programming. So, we covered everything about inheritance, from simple definitions, types, to tricky parts like diamond problem and overriding. If you have any queries related to inheritance, please comment it below.